Leah and Daniel marked their second wedding anniversary at 26. Leah was much younger than her spouse. Leah was initially drawn to Daniel in his 40s due to his wealth and social status. He owned multiple successful businesses and generated a lot of income. At first glance, Daniel may not have appeared appealing as he dressed modestly and wasn't conventionally attractive in different circumstances. Leah, a model for a few years, had grown accustomed to a certain level of luxury lifestyle and chose to associate herself with people who matched her standards. When Daniel approached her in a cafe while she was enjoying a drink, she barely acknowledged him and declined his introduction. However, after seeing his expensive car, she decided to contact him herself. After viewing their connection, it was clear that Leo would not have chosen Daniel for his own sake due to his lack of charisma and unappealing appearance. Leah didn't enjoy attending public events with him. She preferred to spend her leisure time with her girlfriends at restaurants and spas. It was at one such restaurant that she met Julian. He was unaware that this stunning woman was already taken. Leah always removed her wedding ring when she went out to meet her friends or ventured out alone. When she first saw Julian approaching, she was immediately attracted to him. He was young, incredibly handsome, and his physique clearly indicated a love for sports and fitness. This was in stark contrast to her husband. Julian gave her his number, and their secret affair began. It consisted of constant communication and calls, which soon turned into something more. She was immediately attracted to him. He was young, incredibly handsome, and it was clear from his physique that he loved sports and fitness. Compared to her husband, Julia appeared simply dazzling. They sat down together, got to know each other, and engaged in conversation without any hesitation or guilt. Leah gave her phone number to the man she found appealing, which marked the beginning of her secret affair. Leah and Julian had a secret affair that involved regular communication, calls, and eventually romantic dates. Gradually, they became more intimate, meeting in person at his place or in a hotel. To Julian's surprise, Leah always made sure not to stay overnight, insisting that she preferred sleeping in her own home. Even then, Julian never suspected that she was married. Eventually, when her husband was away on an extended work trip, Leah saw the opportunity to plan a short vacation with her friends. Instead, she went to a resort with Julian where they enjoyed a wonderful weekend together. Leah had kept her secret relationship from her husband. She lied convincingly and remembered all the details to make her story nearly foolproof. She felt confident and at ease with her deceit. Her husband had a luxurious life, and she saw her relationship with Julian as just an affair. She didn't expect or desire anything serious from it. However, Julian's feelings developed differently. After 4 months of frequent meetings and dates, he began to realize that he was falling in love. What started out as casual and carefree became increasingly serious. One night, after an intimate encounter, as they lay together on the bed in his apartment, Julian took Leah's hand and said, while Leah froze and blinked rapidly. She wasn't sure how RSP respond to such an offer. She felt a mix of emotions, including disappointment. "I'll think about it," she replied with a forced smile. After a long silence, she realized things were going wrong. She wasn't interested in anything serious with her lover. She was only looking for fun. Julian's proposal had a negative impact on their relationship. She stopped responding to his messages, ignored his calls, and claimed she was too busy to talk. Julian attributed her behavior to mood swings or genuine business. When Julian asked for an explanation, she texted him that she no longer wanted to continue their relationship. He was both shocked and bewildered by the abrupt end of their relationship. Initially, they appeared to be enjoying one another's company and were comfortable together. However, as he intimated, something more serious occurred. Julian couldn't stop worrying about Leah's disappearance during the following weeks. Julian's long-term relationship ended abruptly when he met up with his high school friend Sebastian after months of not seeing each other. Julian was spending all his free time with Leah, who had dumped him. He took a sip of his beer and avoided Sebastian's gaze. Sebastian, who works at a bank, was hesitant to share what he knew with his friend. During a recent visit, One of their clients, Leah, arrived with his wife. Julian was intrigued, and Sebastian began to tell him about Leah's deception and marriage. Julian sat there looking as if he had been submerged. Sebastian was taken aback by Julian's request to please him. After a moment of hesitation, the betrayed man decided to call Daniel and tell him everything, but his call was cut off several times. Julian then sent a text message detailing all the facts proving Leah's infidelity, focusing on his own affairs. Julian read damaging texts from her husband's phone, unaware of Leah's involvement. Daniel kept his phone on display at home. Leah deleted all messages and blocked Julian to prevent further contact. After a month, Julian thought he had moved on with his life, but fate had other plans. After a successful day at work, Julian went to his favorite restaurant for dinner. He was surprised to see Leah and her husband, which enraged him. He grabbed a chair from a neighboring table and sat down next to them. He asked what they wanted and demanded vengeance on Leah for deceiving her husband. Daniel was confused and concerned, so he asked her to show him the message. He then showed her all the evidence he had gathered, including photos, correspondence, and tickets for their planned trip. Daniel was shocked to see everything for the first time. She had cheated on him for almost 6 months, and he had no idea she was married. Julian smiled as he stood up from the table and headed for the exit. Leah was stunned and at a loss for words after seeing such compelling evidence. Daniel did not believe Leah's excuses and filed for divorce. She lost her luxurious home, access to great wealth, and the carefree life she had enjoyed. She was able to obtain some money legally, but her lavish lifestyle was quickly reduced.